Now what you're going to see here is a totally different concept of what we've seen up to now, and I think of whatever we're going to see today. This is a distillery built to distill Pisco. Nothing else. The main purpose and the only purpose is to produce Pisco. And the whole concept is based on 1684 distillery that we purchased originally.
That's the Cabrante?
That's the Cabrante grape, yeah.
They look dark.
Harvesting in about, I don't want to harvest now. For my taste, is not sweet enough. Mm-hmm. It's sweet, but it's I want a little more sugar. And as I mentioned, I'm sacrificing weight because I let that evaporate. I'm not putting any other water. It's dry downstairs.
Right.
The bottom part is dry because what I want is the grape to evaporate all its water, concentrate the sugar. And I've taken almost all the leaves around the grapes so the sun burns the skin, because it's the skin that carries the aromatic structure of the grape, not the meat. This is albilla. And I put 5% of albilla into my Pisco.
Oh wow, it's already starting to get a little,
Sure.
Yeah.
No water. Now what the albilla does, Geoff, is doesn't express an aromatic influence on the Pisco, but what it does, it rounds it off. I will make you taste, we have it, an acholado with albilla and without albilla, and it's a world of difference. 5% of albilla, and albilla acts like she's the grape that ensembles, constitute the Pisco.
Wow. Puts
them together, orders Pisco. Beautiful. When I was invited by Bill Callop into the project, as I told you, he had done his homework. I was impressed because this gentleman had studied about 2 years Pisco. And when he sat in front of me, Geoff, during my 20 years or 25 years in Pisco, I had so many offers to get into business. But I was doing pro bono because it was my passion to help producers. Mm-hmm. I never wanted to produce Pisco. This gentleman comes up and he says, Mr. Schuler, I've been following you for years. And I know what you're doing, and you want to bring Pisco to the United States. I'm going to make your dream come true. And I said, Mr. Callop, I have the money, you have the know-how. Let's go. I said, it's going to take a lot of money. Don't worry, I have it. Okay, let's do it. And the whole thing was, my condition was, okay, we're going to do it, but it's going to be for real. This is not going to be a Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse. If I'm going to do it, and my name, my 25 years of expertise is going to go into it, I want something that's real. And the first thing I want is to buy La Caravela. What? There's a distillery in Peru that dates from 1684, and I want to buy it. When I wrote my first book about 15, 16 years ago on Pisco, I visited all the bodegas. And when I ran into this oficina, in Icargo, office, oficina, is a place where Pisco is made, right? So this old lagar, L-A-G-A-R, dates from 1684. But 1684, 14th of October of 1684 is the date where Mr. Rebata sells the property to his son-in-law. So it existed before. And his commitment is to be paid raisins, grapes, and Pisco. So it was in production, right? So I said, in my first book, I wanted this to be like a Playboy centerfold. The most sensual, the most beautiful distillery in Peru. You saw yesterday a square or rectangular lagar. The rectangular lagares, grape was stomped by feet. Circular lagares, grape was stomped with horses. Horses just went around and around and around and around. Production was so big over here. And the concept is, 1684, Geoff, there was no electricity. So everything worked by gravity. Stomp the grape over here. You take it to the macerator over here. You open There's a wooden thing in here. Closes this. Step on the grapes. From the lagar, it goes to the puntalla. Puntalla is a pond, a tub that holds, before fermentation starts, with skins, a little bit to get the aromatic structure of the grapes. And then it goes into the fermenters. Cubas de guarda. These are the traditional 100 years old, 300-year-old way of fermenting pisco, right? You fill it up, you let it ferment, open, and when fermentation is finished, you close it, and you put mud around it so there's no oxygen. You do it anaerobic. You close it, and when you're finished, you open. You see the little valves there?
Yes.
You open the cap, and you let the juice flow through that ditch, right? Goes down this ditch, goes through here, goes out there, over there, and the wine, fermented must juice, comes to this canal here, that flows by gravity. That's the house on the label, right? We have the label before the house.
You built the house just back on the label?
Yeah. I designed the house with a painter. I said I want the house like this, and then I went to an architect and says you have to build this. So we built the button before the shirt, right? We put a little basket in there, so solids stay, and they come. The juice comes through here into my falcas. You saw the falcas that were made of cement the other day.
Right.
Yesterday.
These are
These
copper?
are made of copper.
Wow.
Right? 1,500 liters in here, in each one of them. And then you fire it up with wood. We're using all the wood that we took from the old system of conducting grapes. We're going to burn that. And as I told you, it comes through a cannon on the side. The falca doesn't have the head nor the swan's neck. So it doesn't rectify or purify the pisco. Pisco is impure in the sense not of dirty and not of bad quality. It's that we haven't taken anything out of it, right? Because when you have the head, it hits the steam, the vapors hit the head, fall down, fall down, so you have a little bit of a rectification. Here it doesn't. And this is the old primitive still that was used in the 1600s in Peru. So we restored them, they work perfectly well. And Geoff, they make a pisco, you can chew on it. I mean, you can cut it with a knife, it's so good. You know? So this is why I use it, and this is why I blend that into my acholado. That techno-artisanal feeling, this one with this one. Total, absolute, modern with original. So here is my destemmer, and then I just bought this pump. This is just to have a reserve in Italy. It's another pump. It will push through that radiator to cool my grape because it's just destemmed. So pretty much the grape just slightly crushed. And I will push it up to my 4 macerating tanks pre-fermentation. So I cool it because I don't want fermentation to start. I just want maceration. I want to extract, which is a procedure that Ica has forgotten about. But it's done in the other one, in the 1684. So I replicate it in a different way, the same exact procedure. And then the wine, the virgin wine, the must by gravity, begins to fill up the tanks. Everything is special. The paint that we used over here is alcohol proof. So when we spill, it doesn't stain. Because what I want is my installations to be absolutely clean. Not like what we saw yesterday. No, my pisco has to be septic, clean. I really love pisco, my product. Pisco in general, but in here, I want them to be so happy, so well taken care of, like my children, like your kids, like they look at me when they hear me come in. I can feel, hey, Johnny's in here now. The tanks are talking to me, hey, Johnny came in. I want them to feel that way. Crazy, but But it works. It works. I love that straw, that dried straw. The grass has been cut, the hay has been cut. You know what I feel? It's my grandmother's broom, new broom, touched water for the first time. That smell of the straw broom, not the plastic broom, the straw broom that my grandmother used to have when she was cleaning the floors. That same hay. All the aromas for quebrantas in my tasting profile are dry aromas, not sweet like the muscats. Here I find dry banana skin, I find chocolate, I find toast, fresh toasted bread, everything that is dry. Moscatel, the most, for me, elegant of the aromatics. Subtle, it doesn't hit you with all those flowers and all those fruits like a Torontel or like an Italia. This comes in subtle, elegant, well dressed. She's going to a gala dinner.
Yeah, it's exceptional.
Another world.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this in a bottle and I'm going to launch it in the local market. Unfortunately, I can't send it to the States because we're going to mix you guys up. You don't know what.
Right.
I can't. I would love to have the opportunity for you guys to be able to taste like we're doing today. Each different grape, each varietal, varietal. So you really get the grasp and know that each grape has a distinct profile. I don't want my Pisco to age here. I want my Pisco to age there.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is warmer. This is cold. So if I'm Pisco, I'm going to clamp up. I'm going to put a blanket on me. I'm going to put gloves, earmuffs, and I'm going to do this. If I put it in there, I'm going to put a bathing suit. I'm going to sit on the beach, have the sun, and I'm going to just open up and give you everything I have, right? Everything we've done in the field, what Shirley has done for a whole year with her team, 120 people, taking care of all our vineyards, 4 vineyards. What Carmen does with Ellard and Delia, and Delia over there, pressing, macerating, fermenting, then it comes down to here. 4 monsters, aggressive. The first time I looked at it, I was scared shit. Jesus, what do we do with these things? Enormous, huge. And then we had to learn how to use it. The first Piscos that came out, the first impression, green apple. Manzana verde floated through the whole distillery. Green apple. I said, shit, we've got a beautiful Pisco, green apple. And all of a sudden, burnt popcorn. Oh, shit, what happened? Then we had to learn. These are steam power. Big valve, middle valve, small valve. We began with this one. Now we want to use this one. We began distilling in 5 hours because the Germans told us, no, this 5 hours, finished. This, 12 hours. But it took us a lot of practice and a lot of wasted Pisco.
So, with all this, you are, kind of think it, you are the first generation master distiller of Pisco Porton.
Yeah.
But you've built a legacy here. You've built a house from a label. You've resurrected an old, Falca distillery, and you've, put together a distillery that can do 10 million liters. That's a legacy. So, who do you train? Who becomes the next, in 30, 40 years, who assumes that role?
My problem my problem is not who is going to defend Porton, because I can set this up and Carmen is going to work. Her nose is fabulous and her capacity to blend is extraordinary. She's worked, I hired from another company. I pulled her from another Pisco producer. And a friend of mine. And I said, they were having problems. I said, wait, what's the problem? No, she's too stubborn, she's hard-headed. That's what I want. Conviction. I want somebody that stands on her own feet. Not that does what I want her to do, that does what she knows how to do. Come and work with me. Because I respect Carmen, and we argue, we fight. Because at the end, it is my nose who will decide, which is the one that's bottled. But Carmen is the one that's producing it. Right? So we sit here, and we have 30 or 40 samples, and Carmen looks at me, and she plays. She puts a different Pisco from a different producer in between all those to see if she catches me. Shit, I don't like this one. Thank you. This is from so-and-so. Okay, good, Carmen. She tests me, you know? She pulls my legs. The problem with the legacy is not there. The problem for me is the legacy of Pisco, the category. And this is why I like Diego Mola, because I think he has the passion, he has the knowledge, and he has the personality to transmit it. Diego and I would make a fabulous Abbott and Costello. The two of us are Abbott and Costello. We could make a beautiful team, honestly. He has his own production, I have mine, but that's Pisco production. Pisco as a concept, as a legacy, Diego and I think the same. We're on the same track. My worry is who is going to defend, promote, help the country, help 500 producers make it, which is what I've been doing for 20 years. And I think Diego can do it. Diego, and this is why I told Bill, we need him on our team. We need Diego on our team because he is good, he has the passion. We're competitors right now, but we're friends. But not for Porton. I don't need him for Porton. I need him for Pisco. And I think Diego should take over my shoes. Because, hey, at 66, well, I'll be here, what, 5? At the most 10 more years? Then all I want to do is drink. I don't want to. Diego is 20 years younger than I am. Then he can keep doing the defense, the promotion that I've been doing for 25 years.
So the legacy isn't Porton, the legacy is Pisco.
The legacy is Pisco. And I told Bill one day said, you're not doing this just for us. He said, no, Bill, I'm doing it for Pisco, for the country, for the product, because I'm convinced we have the best distilled spirit from wine in the world.